it's Dana. Welcome back to another episode of This Silly Girl's Kitchen. On this week's episode, we're making the best, fluffiest buttercream frosting. Let's get started. Okay, the first step, just put the butter right into the mixer. I like to use a stand mixer for this, but you can do this by hand, but it will take a lot longer. So we're going to put the softened butter in here and mix it until it's light and fluffy, about a minute. I like to scrape down the bowl about halfway through just to make sure there's no chunks of butter left over. Alright, as you can see, the butter actually is lighter in color now, and that's perfect. So there's two reasons why this is the fluffiest buttercream frosting. The first reason is because I've already pre-sifted my powdered sugar here. That just makes it really light and fluffy, and there's no lumps then, so it's just everything is just nice and smooth. And then second is I put it in literally just one little scoop at a time. This does take quite a bit of time, but I mean it is totally worth it if you want the fluffiest buttercream frosting. So we're gonna do that step next. Literally one spoonful at a time. And then I just make sure that it's fully mixed in before I add the next spoonful. And I just keep doing this over and over. You don't have to stop the mixer or anything every time, but I do want to scrape down the sides every once in a while when the powdered sugar starts collecting on the sides, because that's not good. All right, now we're just gonna add all this powdered sugar, one spoonful at a time. Okay, that takes a little while, but it's worth it, like I said. So now we're just gonna add a pinch of salt. And I'll just put on the stir setting when I add this. You just let every little extra ingredient we put in mix in. Alright. Now, my favorite part of every recipe, you know me by now, vanilla bean paste. Make sure it mixes well because you want all those little specks of vanilla to get all up in that frosting. So here's a little side note about the vanilla bean paste. I use it just because I love it. You don't have to use it. You can use regular vanilla extract, or you can even use clear imitation vanilla extract. And I really recommend that, using the clear, if you want a bright white buttercream. And if you want the brightest, whitest buttercream ever, this is a crazy little tip, but add just the littlest, tiniest drop, like I'm talking the end of a toothpick dipped into violet food coloring, gel food coloring, and put that in there. It's gonna make it the brightest, whitest buttercream frosting you've ever seen. So that's just another little tip, 2 tips. Oh, look at me. And next we're gonna put in 2 tablespoons of milk. Make sure to add the milk 1 tablespoon at a time, because if you put them both in there at once, you might get milk splashed up in your face. Alright, now the fun part, we're gonna let this baby go for about 3 to 4 minutes on medium high. I put it on like a 6, because if you put it too high, it's gonna burst up in your face. But if it's too low, it won't get super fluffy, because you need that air incorporated into the frosting. So, here we go. There you have it, the fluffiest buttercream frosting. Woo! Look at that. Beautiful. You just look at this, guys. It literally looks like whipped cream. I could just eat this as is, but I don't want you guys to see that. Okay, guys, super simple recipe this week. Nothing to it. This is the best buttercream frosting I've ever tasted. A lot of reviewers on my blog think so too, so I think you need to try it as well. Go crazy, put this on cakes, cupcakes. I love to put this in between 2 chocolate chip cookies and have like a little cookie sandwich. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. And remember, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, because every single week we have a new recipe here on This Silly Girl's Kitchen, and I hope to see you next week. Bye guys.